Hello there. Nebulous Scholar's back in Fuga 2, because I got all the gears done. It was slightly easier because I had an idea of what I was doing this time around, but still had to run through the whole mystery of what am I doing? But before we get to that secret movie, you can see I made it into my third playthrough again. And I'm still not entirely sure what triggered the last gear, because, boy, could not figure it out. Two options here was using all the link attacks, because I already swapped them out, but I had never used Boron as a support and used his link attack before, so that may be the last one I needed to do. I may have used everyone else, because as you can see, I haven't regained everybody in this third playthrough. Alternatively, I wasn't sure if I managed to properly get all of them, but eat all the food. So I did both of those, and when I checked the menu, it was back to well, not back, but it was maxed out. Now, just quick status update. Everyone is very high level. Sheena made it all the way to 60, which I don't think anyone made it to 60 in my previous playthrough. In Fuga 1. Affinity, I actually didn't max everyone out yet, which goes to show that you don't need to max everyone out to get all the gears. So I actually didn't do that, well, I was gonna say as quickly, but again, I had 50 hours in Fuga 1 and only like 40 here. Can I see the item? I can. Where is it? So the gold paw bun is really nice for the leveling. And I believe, well, it doesn't say it, but oh, there it is, doubles affinity increase. Yeah, so I can't show it now because I don't have any points, but it's quite literally double. So when I go to level up my affinity here with friendships, it fills so fast, which gave me more time to do other things, like do all the scrap fishing, because I did in fact get all the achievements again. I got all the achievements before I got all the gears, once again. Because, you know, clear guidelines beats out solving clueless mysteries. But Affinity's not filled out. A lot of them are, you know, still fun, but maybe I'll get to finishing those. I did... Well, we can take a look. I've only gotten the true ending so far. I got the resolution and the empathy epilogues, and that, I believe, filled out 1 gear each. So you don't need to get any other endings. And I guess what I wanted to do otherwise is go through all the things I have not read through, all the lore and whatnot. Because I've been saving all of that. This is all still new to me. You can see all the exclamation points are there, they're still untouched. So first off, the very end, the outskirts of Faro. Faro was re-established as the de facto capital of Gasco. Those who lost their homes following the Great Fragmentation were permitted to build new homes in the outskirts of the city proper. I like how the people who, you know, again, lost their homes, it's like, you can live outside. You can't live in the city because we don't have the space, but you can live outside. Should have just made up a new city at that point. Oh, the ruins of Perezia, yeah, because they made their way towards Faro on the back of the big bad guy, the Vannergund. When the Vannergund was awakened, the former capital of Perezia was torn from the earth and lifted up on its massive back. The once beautiful metropolis shared the same fate as its destructor. Blowed up. And the Vannergund itself. That's not a place. The force of destruction was awakened by Hax, the general of the Burman Imperial Army, 1 year ago. The resulting cataclysmic battle between the Vannergund and the children of the Tyrannus returned the great beast to its slumber. For now. Don't say for now. I'm done with the Vannergund. We've killed it twice now. But let's see this final chapter that you get from getting the true ending. Sucre, what will you do with Big Tank, the Taran? At Research Institute, the Fountain of Innovation, 1 month after exploring the ruins. Perhaps we wasted that ancient weapon. By burying it in the cave, you mean? Yes. I think we did the right thing. There'll always be people like Professor Buri out looking for it after all. We're not in any place to use it yet anyway. Actually, I don't think we ever ought to put that thing to use. Well, sometimes it's not your decision. Perhaps you're right. I agree. Thanks for chiming in. We have the Juno now, after all. With a bit more research, we'll make it to the moon. I know we will. Make sure to take me with you. You bet we will. Just, don't forget to pack. Ha 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 ha. Everyone's getting along. What's wrong? Why are you speaking? Can you speak? Sucre. Oh, Count Novaloon's estate. The Juno has been uncovered at last. The day of return is at hand. You going back to the moon? Are you from the moon? Goo. Goo. Why is it called Fly Me to the Moon arc when we haven't even flown to the moon yet? Fly Me to the Moon should be the next one. We had to we have to rescue captured people. Oh well. I'll have to take it up with the author later. So, all of these files that we did read through. And... wait. Can I scroll down without... It's immediately clearing them. It's immediately clearing them, because they're off-screen. Crusade Report is probably the first one, yes? Yes, because Crusade is the organization. So these are the New Game Plus reports. Crusade is an organization formed to free humanity from its dependence on the higher dimensional information entities known as Juno in order to prevent the collapse of society as a whole. It views the domination by Juno-produced weapons, the Titanomachia, as a clear and present threat, and works to research and develop methods of resistance to them. Right, don't depend too much on your physical gods, because that'll backfire. Or people will backfire, or both. Though its efforts focus on counteracting Juno, the organization is not against the use of technology with Juno origins. It utilizes that which can and works proactively to find ways in which to recreate and replace the technology with human engineering. So study the Juno, figure out how we can work without it, and then throw it in the trash bin. Crusade's goal is to close the tech gap between nations which possess Juno and those which do not. Sounds like a benevolent goal. How did it degrade? One day, an engineer, a woman who was quite frankly a true genius, joined Crusade. While most of humanity had come to accept that they could not comprehend advanced data provided by Juno, but accepted its use as a tool to bring new advancements into their lives, this woman was different. She not only understood the data it provided, but possessed phenomenal skill in coordinating the conversation of it using available technology, or that which could soon be developed. She even managed to recreate technology, much like the AI-like avatars Juno utilized in order to communicate with humanity. Creating an avatar in her own image, she named this new AI John. Okay, so she is in fact Jean of some sort. The world was overrun with Titanomachia, massive weapons of war produced by Juno. Power lay firmly in the hands of nations with Titanomachia of their own, and those without Juno were left to either ally with such nations or pray they might be spared. Super weapons for everyone, except you. The battlefields Titanomachia were deployed to were like hell on earth. Lands were laid to waste and doomed to never see restoration again. In response to this, a plan was devised to develop a weapon which could destroy the Titanomachia and revitalize the dying planet. And thus, two machines were born. The Taranis to destroy the Titanomachia, and the Belenos to bring life back to the Earth. Right, I believe in... I had to look this up and I still don't remember. In Celtic mythology, Belenos is a, healing god, while Taranis was a god of thunder. So, this tracks. Like the Taranis, the Belenos were designed to be operated by particular pilots. These pilots were to be pseudo-hybrids, based on the cyborg hybrids created to operate the Titanomachia. Though they looked like young teenage boys and girls, their information processing and physical capabilities were far greater than that of any human, but not their maturity. They needed to be in order to control such massive influxes of information and overcome the extreme tests they were forced through. Crusade's genius engineer was an irreplaceable part of the team tasked with creating these children, and she was eventually made the leader of the entire operation. As chief leader of the team, the woman followed Crusade's orders and created countless pseudo-hybrids. Many of these creations were taken out of service when control of the Melodies proved difficult during testing, but even as chief of the team, the woman seemingly was not initially made aware of this fact. Once she found out this terrible truth, however, she joined the team and began making adjustments to the Melodies as well, using feedback gained from their efforts to redesign her pseudo-hybrid children. At first, the pseudo-hybrids did not express much in the way of emotion. Their reactions to most stimuli were limited at most. However, the newly designed children were nearly indistinguishable from actual human youth. Where before they were identified only by model number, the woman called them each by name now, and did her utmost to engage them in conversation. These new children had a normal range of emotions. They would laugh, grow angry, and even cry. And it was with this diverse new range of emotional understanding that they were able to fine-tune the Melodies. One day, one such child was born, a pseudo-hybrid who was named Jill. I sincerely believe in Crusade's mission to bring equality to a world which has been stratified by Juno, but I can no longer endure the number of children sacrificed in development of the Melodies. Oh, look in the background, it's the mom bot. Records of an engineer. Yeah, I didn't realize we changed from Crusade reports. This is her reports. I have secretly altered the priority criteria of the defense AI in Alter. Normally, the defenses would protect this facility from any outside threats. But now, whenever the Melodies and the children piloting it are present, it should switch priority to keeping them safe. This may result in the system working against Crusade by my own hand, but I am ready to accept such a fate. I will do whatever it takes. Jill, of all my children, you kept me the busiest. You had such an ego, always troubling us with your selfish demands. Perhaps all this explains why you so deftly took control of the Melodies. Your curiosity fostered within you a desire to see the world outside these walls. And as I watched, I wanted nothing more than for the Melodies to become the feet by which you traveled, the wings on which you flew as you took to the whole wide world. Great. I mean, that'd be nice if the Melodies worked as intended, and not as Murder Machine 12. We began practical testing on the Melodies. Our results, however, were far from promising. The recreation of nanometal proved no issue, but we were left with nothing but problems when attempting to recreate life forms. Yeah, that you probably shouldn't step in the realm of God, you know? It's generally, it almost never goes well. Like, good on you for trying, but don't. Perhaps we are seeing now that none but God can restore life to where it once was lost. But if we do succeed in doing so, we will have finally surpassed Juno technology. Despite countless attempts, we have yet to fully restore any living organism. At best, we have created nothing more than zombies, mobile, but absent of life or will. Such results are far from what we have set out to accomplish. Don't make zombies. That goes poorly. Granted, I guess your research in the end did work because we did get Hannah back, so nice. Just the road along the way is paved with zombies and dead kids. It's worth it for us. Per the results of our final field tests, further development on the Melodies has been called off indefinitely. The machine proved incapable of providing the results we required. All the children sacrificed in our quest for progress were for naught. The only saving grace is knowing that Jill, who suffered through so much in our tests, will need to suffer no more until you shove him in the soul cannon. Oh, there it is. Next line. I received word that Jill would be deployed to the Tyrannus. They're planning to use him as energy for the soul cannon. The soul cannon requires a sacrifice to be fired, but a pseudo-hybrid like Jill can power it without any loss of life, they tell me. But I ask this, do they truly not know that he will instead be forced to live through pain equivalent to such instead? Ooh. Imagine feeling the pain of dying, but not actually dying, so you can wake up and do it again. Like, I get why Jill was mad. He's just mad at the wrong people when he wakes up. The people he's mad at are already gone. Jill smiled no longer when he returned from the battlefield. Who could? He had been forced to endure the equivalent of death time and time again. I can't stand for this anymore. This poor child should never have to suffer death again. This has gone on far too long. We've received word that the most terrible of all Titanomachia, the Vannergand, now has us in its sights. This will surely be Jill's last deployment, but be that as it may, I will not allow the boy to suffer the Soul Cannon again. I should be the one to suffer for all of this, for all the pain I have imposed on these children. I mean, it's not like you made the decision. Yeah, you brought him in, but you should have picked out someone better to sacrifice. So here, in the very end, I will bear this burden. If we lose here today, it can only mean that God has seen fit to punish us for our sins. Jean may suffer from what I am about to do, but if such is so, at least Jean, Jill, and myself will all leave this world together. Perhaps it is even better that way. Ooh, a man's quiet musings. I guess humanity finally found equality, just in total annihilation at the hands of Juno. I really risked it hedging my bets on how far the damage would spread, but it looks like I made the right choice, huh? All my prep out here in this dark, frozen wasteland finally paid off. Now I get to take back everything that was stolen from me. Who are you? What? What do you... So you were there for the whole battle against the Juno and the original Vannergand fight and the Titanomachia, and you're just like, haha, everybody's dead. Now it's my time. But like, who are you and what are you and what are you gonna take back? What? Huh. I don't know what to think of that. Well, let's go see what the secret move gives us then. Because maybe I'll get a little more insight on that. Alright. There it is. Secret movie. If we get a hint at a third game, I'm gonna be hyped. Top secret again. Actually, we already got a hint at the third game. Yeah, right there. Why are you a cowboy? What? Why is it getting worse again? What? What is... What? Hey, there's Flam. She's coming back for sure. Why? What is... What, May, what did you do? Oh my god, are we going to the moon? What? I have no idea what is happening and why. How many times do you have to fight for a happy ending? Why do things keep getting worse? Why do we need to get happy ending overridden twice? Because then there wouldn't be another game. But why does it seem to get even more dire every time? Why can't someone else deal with things? Why can't there be like a Berman hero going around doing things instead of having to torture Malt and his friends again? Malt was already so close to breaking in this game. For the record, if you take the resolution option all the way through, it all gets resolved in the end by him going, sorry guys, I was just really focused on the goal. And everyone goes, yeah, I know, it's fine. Really didn't feel that satisfying. I much prefer my empathy ending because it's Malt being focused on being Malt as opposed to, like, being a warrior. Also, he got invited, not invited, but he got commended by the 2 Burman generals, be like, you're a really good soldier. Nice job. And it's like, I don't like this praise. But yeah, like, the last trailer did the same thing of, like, what's happening? Like, is everyone okay? And then, well, Hannah wasn't okay. As we, not quickly, but we learned that she wasn't okay. And then she was, so, you know, we're fine. But what are we gonna lose next time around? And will it be, like, unsalvageable? I want to know. I need the next game now. And yet I'm terrified. Why is this series so good? It's amazing. Why don't more people know about this? It hits so right. Fuga, you crazy. Alright, well, this was almost in entirety Fuga, Melodies of Steel 2. My brain still does not comprehend that secret movie. So, while I go comprehend, once again, thank you for joining me on this real fun journey. I'll see you around in the next one.